Okay, what is going on, everybody? Excuse me. As soon as I started talking, I realized I had to clear my throat. What is going on, everyone? Welcome. Welcome to my first of two gameplay streams for today. Today is Saturday, November 17th, 2018. We are right about, dead center of the hardcore gaming season, and we're also heading into the holiday season. Happy Saturday. For many of you, I realize this is a nice day off, whether it's from work or school. And I want to say thanks to those of you who are taking time out of your busy days to come spend time with me on my two gameplay streams that I'll be doing today. Let's go ahead and talk about those gameplay streams, shall we? This first gameplay stream will basically be kind of the conclusion of the Hitman story. Hitman 2, that is. I have one major mission left, and these missions have been taking roughly about 2 hours each. So we'll see how this goes today. The final mission. It's supposed to take place in some kind of a castle, but outside of that, I don't know too much about it besides, again, multiple targets. I don't know how difficult it'll be, considering it's the final mission in the game, right? So we're going to check that out. And then after that, we're going to see how much time is left on the stream, and what I'm hoping is that we can go back to a couple of the other stages and try to do alternate assassination methods. For example, that racetrack stage, I really didn't do too well on that stage, let's face it. I flubbed a lot of it, especially the race car driving part of it. So what I'd like to do is go back and try out the story-based assassinations for that and see if we can do some fun and interesting stuff, okay? That is one of the major appeals of Hitman, is that once you've beaten the game one way, you can go back and try to redo the stages completely differently and see how it changes the outcomes in the different ways to, even accidentally, to have the disguised as assassinations. They're pretty fun to see how they could turn out. So that's going to be today's stream. It's going to be basically kind of wrapping up Hitman 2. Now, I will be playing this game again later this week. On Tuesday, it's the release of the first elusive target, who's Sean Bean, the actor. I don't know exactly what character he's playing in the game. So we're going to see on Tuesday night, I'm going to be doing that. Okay, the first elusive target in Hitman 2. And from time to time, when the elusive targets do release in Hitman 2, I may be going back to check them out, okay? But for now, this is basically going to be kind of the last hurrah stream for Hitman 2's story progression, since this will be the final major mission, and a little bit of retreading our steps to see what alternate methods we can do some fun assassinations in the game today, okay? Tonight, I'm going to be doing a Dragon Quest XI stream. Now, you may say, last time you played Dragon Quest XI, Phil, didn't go so well. Well, you're absolutely right. I did a full 4+ hour stream of Dragon Quest XI earlier on this week, and what I discovered was that in this post-game content of Dragon Quest XI, this second story, if you will, of the game, it's pretty damn tough. Like, the bosses that you have to refight from your first run through are ridiculously tough compared to the first run. Most of them have abilities that can immediately paralyze your entire party and or negate their ability to take turns. Some have really damaging, attacking every party member style attacks. And basically what I've seen is I need to gain levels. I have to. Like, in order to progress in this post-game story, the only way that I'm going to be successful doing this is going to be gaining a lot of levels and then basically going back and trying to kill some of the optional bosses and the like, and then progressing on with the story, okay? So the only way I could do that is by grinding. And you may say, oh, grinding. I wonder, how Phil's going to do that. Well, here's the deal, and here's the good thing about these new, when I say new, I've been doing these for over a year and a half. These interactive style streams that I do is that tonight's stream doesn't have to just be focused on the game at all. I could be grinding. In fact, there's a slime island where if you grind on this island, apparently there's a high potential that metal slimes will show up, and you could gain ridiculous chunks of experience, okay? So, I'm thinking tonight what I'll do is go to Slime Island, which is called like Isla something something something, I don't know. and grind there for a little bit, maybe an hour, 2 hours. And while I'm doing that, just have interaction with you guys, talk and basically kind of treat it like a fun, chill stream and not really focus too much on the gameplay. And if we get lucky and get entire parties of King Metal Slimes and shit, I mean, so be it. That'll be awesome, right? So that's what I'm kind of planning on doing tonight. And we'll see how it goes. I also have the ability to go later tonight if I feel like it. So if I want to do, a 3-hour stream like I did last night with Assassin's Creed instead of a 2-hour stream, I can. So maybe so some of the stream will be grinding, and then maybe I'll go and try to do other story-based stuff. I don't know. I guess we shall see, dependent on how time permits and how the stream goes, okay? Now, tomorrow, Sunday, how about something completely different? How about I'm going to do a major stream of Call of Duty Black Ops 4 multiplayer gameplay. So, the deal is this. When Black Ops 4 released in early October, it was actually October 12th, okay? At the time, I was so busy juggling so many games. At that time, I was playing Fist of the North Star, Forza Horizon 4, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and WWE 2K19. And then freaking Black Ops 4 came out, and it was like, oh my god, game overload. How am I going to have a chance to play this freaking game, right? So I did, but what I primarily did is I only did one little session of the multiplayer, and then I focused on the Blackout mode, which is the Battle Royale mode. Now, I've been playing that about once a week for a month, and I really do like it. I still think it's the best Battle Royale mode available of any game, and every time I play it, I do really well. Every time I play it, I make top 5, okay? So it's good, and I do want to continue playing that. Don't get me wrong. Don't think that that's it for Blackout. I'm done with it. I'm not. But I've only played the multiplayer of this game once. So, you know what I mean? Like, I never really even got a legit taste of it. And what I would like to do tomorrow is do a major stream where I do give it a shot, okay? It's funny because when the game first launched, for about a week and a half, 2 weeks on social media, I saw crazy amounts of activity about Black Ops. Now I see nothing. It's like social media has completely died. No one cares about the game anymore. But this happens every year, that Black Ops comes out and they're super hyped for like a week, and then whatever new game comes out after that completely kills the hype. So that's kind of what happened this year. So I'm curious, what will it be like now that the initial hype has died down? In addition, apparently they released a new map, the Nuketown map, which is, of course, the throwback classic map. Nuketown has been in Black Ops since Black Ops 1, I believe, right? That being said, it should be interesting to see what's happened, see the maps and see what's happened in a month's time, okay? So, major stream of Black Ops 4 tomorrow. That's something totally different than usual, okay? No second stream tomorrow night. All right, I got some personal stuff to take care of. I'll be back with double streams on Monday. On Monday, I will be wrapping up my playthrough of Spyro 2. I'm at 83% completion right now, with only two regular stages, and then I believe a final boss fight left, and then I'm done with the game, okay? So, that should be fun, wrapping it up. And then, immediately, after I finish Spyro 2, I'm probably going to be getting Spyro 3. So, a lot of people are happy about that announcement that I made yesterday, because they're like, wow, we thought we might have to wait for Spyro 3, but it's really cool that you're going to jump right into it. And I agree, I think I should. I think I should jump into it rather than wait. I think if I wait, it's going to end up being, people won't really care anymore. So, why not just jump right into Spyro 3 after Spyro 2, right? So, I'm going to do that, okay? Alright, so then, Monday night is completely open, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave Monday night open for now, as to see what happens and see what I feel like doing. Do I want to maybe do more Dragon Quest, if I actually do advance tonight with grinding, and want to continue on and see what I can do, or do I maybe want to jump in and try to do 2 more hours of Assassin's Creed at this point? Because last night I played for 3 hours, and for those who are not here and haven't watched the videos yet, I didn't make much progress. I advanced maybe 3 to 4 story missions, but then I kind of hit a roadblock where for some reason they basically screwed up the scaling of the game. Where you'd have a story mission where the first 2 parts of it were like 1 level, and then the next part was like 3 levels above, and you're like, what? Why would you have a mission that's not even scaled properly within the damn mission? So I don't really understand that, but we'll see. Or maybe I want to do more Blackout. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do Monday night, but I'm leaving it open for now for me to think about over the next couple of days and determine what I want to do, okay? Then on Tuesday, we have a lot more new stuff coming up. We've got the next episodic DLC for Spider-Man. This one features Hammerhead, one of his supervillains. So that'll be cool. And then we're also going to be doing, like I already mentioned, the first elusive target in Hitman 2, Sean Bean. So we got a full day of new stuff coming up on Tuesday for you. Wednesday is going to be my day off for this week. So no streaming on Wednesday at all. I'll be back on Thursday, which is Thanksgiving in the United States of America, a national holiday. And I'll only be doing one stream on Thanksgiving. It's going to be the return of Ask the King. This is my bi-monthly Q&A show, okay, where I answer your questions. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not yet, I strongly urge you, head over to thekingofhate.com, all right? Go to the forums. There's already a thread there for this episode of Ask the King coming up, which is the 23rd of November, 2018. Post up your questions. All right, the more questions I have for the show, the better the show ends up being. Okay, just being honest here, the more I have to field from and pick good questions from, the show ends up being great. I haven't done one of these in 2 months. Typically, the Thanksgiving show ends up being a really good show. So hopefully you guys will join me for it, okay? I really hope that you will join me for it, and if you can, I understand that it's Thanksgiving, it's a national holiday. If you're busy and you cannot join me live for the show, keep in mind it will be uploaded to YouTube immediately after. I will not be doing a nighttime stream that day because I'll be spending it with Kat. It's the first time ever we'll be together for Thanksgiving. Last year we were apart, and it sucked. I ended up eating a Hungry Man TV dinner by myself. This year we're actually going to have a pretty decent Thanksgiving feast together, and that should be nice. But then I'll be back starting on Friday with daily double streams, covering all the new stuff. More than likely, it'll probably be a big session of Spyro, and I will be very shortly doing a few things. Number one, I'll be scheduling in that Indies Marathon that I need to do. It's either going to be right before Darksiders 3 launches, or it's going to be right before Smash Bros. Ultimate launches. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to do it yet, okay? But that is coming up. Number two, what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow Battlefield 5 to release this week. So it comes out this Tuesday. And like I said, I'm not planning on playing it yet, right? I'm going to allow people to play it and hopefully suck in a public opinion about this game and see what people have to say about it, and then I'm going to determine whether or not I want to play Battlefield 5 or not. I'm not going to rush into this game and drop $60 on a game that I played the beta for, and I couldn't even stomach 2 hours of the beta. I was so bored, I turned it off and never played it again. If I take a look at social media over the next week and people seem to be enjoying the game for various reasons, and, I'm sold on it, then maybe I will get it and play it during that time between Thanksgiving and the release of Darksiders 3 the last week of November. But if I'm not sold on it, if it ends up being kind of shitty or, kind of blah, then I'm probably going to skip it, okay? The bottom line is, most people seem to be saying they want me to skip it. They don't seem to have much interest in the game. And that's pretty sad that we have an official numbered release in the line of Battlefield games, and so many people just don't care about it. That's just, it's very, very, not disappointing. What's the word? It is saddening, but it's basically disheartening. There you go. It's disheartening because for those who've been a fan of the Battlefield series for so long, and now you get a number release that really doesn't feel like any kind of heart or effort went into it, that they basically just kind of slapped a game together with the same assets from Battlefield 1 just to make money. That's pretty sad. So I guess we're going to see. All right, so what I would like to say is, for those of you who are going to play Battlefield 5, let me know your opinions next week once the game is out and you're playing it. Let me know what you think, because based on, what I see on social media and based on maybe some of your feedback may determine whether or not I decide to drop $60 on this game or not. At this point, I'm going to be honest, I'm leaning towards a no, but we'll see how things, progress, okay? Yeah, Stona just said, imagine living in a world where the new Call of Duty is actually better received than the new Battlefield. I mean, that's kind of the weird, bizarro world we're living in. Every year Call of Duty has a release, an annual release. And every year we criticize it and say, man, it really didn't do much with this game. Yet this year it seems like we maybe say, wow, Call of Duty actually is better than Battlefield. And that's like, oh my God, seriously? That's really bad. Okay. So there you go, everyone. That's the schedule. That's what's going on with all of that. A few quick things I want to cover before we get into shout-outs and the like. The first is I just want to confirm to everyone we did hit the subscriber goals for this month here on this channel on Twitch. That means that in December, I will be doing a holiday gaming marathon where I'll be playing a variety of games, dressed up, all festively, drinking. It's going to be pretty fun. It's very similar to last year's marathon, except I'm allowing any kind of game to be nominated for this marathon. It doesn't have to be a holiday-themed game, so I can just imagine what people are going to nominate for this thing. Yeah, so that's going to happen. And in addition, I will be doing a special holiday edition of DSP Tries It. That will be holiday festive themed. I'll kind of go all out for it. It's going to premiere during that Christmas stream, and then it will go live on YouTube as well. All right, pretty cool. Now, the reason I bring this up is because if you want to be a part of this event, besides just watching it, you have the ability to nominate and vote on the games that I'm going to play during this event. To do that, to be eligible for that, you have to pledge to my Patreon this month. All right? So if you head over to patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. All right? If you go and pledge $5 or more to that today, okay, not today, but by the end of this month, you'll be eligible to nominate and vote on the games that'll be in that holiday marathon, all right? Pretty cool, because I know people want to see various kinds of stuff. Some people like first-person shooters, some people like Street Fighter, some people like Dark Souls, some people like survival horror games, some people just like crazy zany stuff, right? And I don't know what people are going to nominate for this thing. Keep in mind, I'm going to be drinking, so no matter what it is, it's not going to be a very serious stream, but it certainly could be a fun one, okay? Last year, I got so sloshed during a certain segment of the game when I was supposed to be a janitor at the North Pole. That was the game I was playing where you're, like, mopping up blood at the North Pole. I got so drunk, I couldn't figure out how to do it anymore. And I was just like, I can't play this game anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to take, like, a break. It was pretty silly. Okay. So anyway, yes, please consider pledging to my Patreon, patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. Especially this time of year, it helps out tremendously. And you earn really great, rewards, perks for doing so. That's the $5 perk is just the one I mentioned, but that's not, the only one. There's many other perks there as well. In fact, this week's Ask the King, people who've pledged to my Patreon over the last 2 weeks last 2 months, excuse me, are going to be able to ask questions that are guaranteed to be answered on the show. Okay, so it's just one of the many awesome perks that you can get for being a patron. So please give it a look, okay, everybody? Another thing I have to ask you guys, and this is going to be for those of you who watch my videos on YouTube. Have any of you watched any YouTube videos in the last 24 hours on DSPGaming? The reason I'm asking this, okay, is because yesterday I enabled a new kind of integration on my YouTube channel, DSPGaming. What was supposed to happen is that it's supposed to integrate my Teespring store with my YouTube channel. And according to YouTube, I don't know if this is true, how it's actually going to work, because it's a brand new thing. What's supposed to happen is that as you watch my videos, you're supposed to see below my videos advertisements for my own Teespring shop, that if you click on them, it takes you right there. And apparently, if you do sales through that method, like for example, you're watching you video mine on YouTube, oh look, Phil sells merch, oh, I want to buy this shirt, and you buy it, apparently I make like a little bit of extra money on that sale. But quite frankly, I have no idea if this is going to work or not. I have absolutely no idea if the integration will work or not. And that's what I want to get from you. I want to get feedback this weekend to number one, let me know if you even see that, if it even shows up at all. And if any of you happen to decide that you want to buy something, let me know if it works. Because if it doesn't work, I can easily disable this. And what I was thinking is, I hope that this doesn't now take priority over other advertisements. Because as you guys know, I make advertisement revenue on YouTube. So can you imagine if now I enabled this thing, but now the other ads don't display? It's like, I just know with YouTube, things are bound to go wrong when they do new stuff. And this is a brand new thing they just launched like 2 days ago. So I'm very wary about it working, okay? So please let me know how this goes. Please let me know if it's working. And if it is, great. I'll leave it like that. Maybe it'll give me some more exposure for my merchandise, because as you guys know, I only mention my merchandise here on the pre-stream every day. That's it. So for someone who's not here for the pre-stream, or someone who is not watching the pre-stream on YouTube, like, they probably don't even know I sell shirts. Just being honest, they don't. And I really haven't had many sales on Teespring in a while. Actually, the last wave of sales I had was when I released the 10th anniversary line of product back in the summer. But outside of that, I haven't seen any sales at all. So getting more exposure, I figure, on the Teespring shop is a good thing. But at the same time, I don't want it to become at the expense of, the ad's not displaying properly or whatever, okay? So let's see what happens. And let me know, for those of you who do watch videos on YouTube, if it's working. I would appreciate that. All right. Okay. So there you go. That's everything that's going on with me, guys. I hope you guys are doing all right. What I'll say is thank you guys so much for the support this last week. People have been pretty supportive, and I do appreciate that. I need it right now. I mean, no exaggeration. Things are not going too well behind the scenes here. And more than likely, I'm going to probably talk a little bit about this on Thanksgiving, on the Thanksgiving special, so people know what's going on with me, because I really don't talk about it that much, and it's a good thing I don't. You guys are here to have fun, to hang out with me, to escape the real world. You don't want to hear about my woes, right? So maybe I'll talk a little bit about this during the Thanksgiving special so people at least know what's going on with me behind the scenes. But outside of that, you guys have been pretty supportive, and I do appreciate that. Okay, I do. So thank you for that. Let's go ahead and very briefly do a plug segment, and then I want to do shout-outs, and then we're going to get started with the conclusion of Hitman 2. We'll see how this final mission goes, okay? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for your overwhelming amount of support. I do appreciate it, and the only reason I'm still here is because you guys are supportive. All right, just being honest. It's the reason I'm still here. So, I've already talked about Patreon. You already know about my Teespring. I'm not going to mention either of those things. Instead, I'm just going to jump right to the fact that if you would like to get a shout-out during today's stream, you could do so if you either cheer with bits, subscribe to the channel, or tip me. If you do any of those three things, I will give you a nice verbal shout-out during the stream. However, there are some criteria that you should follow. The first being, please keep it positive and no insults against me or other people at all. Don't bring in negative memes. Don't bring in detractor, content. I don't need to know about what's going on with another streamer negatively and stuff like that. It's not what this is all about. We don't want that toxicity on my stream, okay? In addition, please don't bring up religion or politics, although certainly they're not 100% off limits. By bringing those up, typically people get into arguments, and it ends up derailing the stream, so we like to leave those things out of topics, so that way it doesn't cause problems, okay? In general, the whole purpose of the stream is for you to escape your real life, to come hang out with me, watch me play some fun video games, chill out, have fun, talk with me, talk with other people in the stream chat, and just have a relaxing time. That's the whole point, to have relaxation and entertainment, not to be all full of drama and crap. There's many other streams that's what they love to do. If that's where you like to go right over there to those stupid streams. That is not what I want on my stuff, okay? I'm going to be very different than that. I just want people to have fun and enjoy themselves and get a little bit of chill factor while you're watching my stuff. You know what I mean? So there you go. Now, if you'd like to go to the next level, if you'd like to maybe get a fun thank you animation to play here on the stream, all right, you can do so. If you either cheer 50 bits or more in a single cheer, tip $5 or more in a single tip, or if you subscribe to the channel and click on the share button that will appear on your screen a few minutes after you sub, then you'll get a fun thank you animation to play here on the stream. I should also bring this up because I forgot to. Starting later this week, it's actually going to be a week from yesterday, so starting this coming Friday, Black Friday in the United States, I am going to be integrating Christmas-themed stuff on my streams. You're going to see Christmas decorations. My new mascot for the holiday season will be revealed. And you're going to see Christmas-themed animations begin to play on my stream. So roughly for about a month, starting this Friday into, Christmas time, you're going to get that festive stuff on my streams, okay? It's going to be really good. Last year, it was a big hit. People really liked it. And so I'm looking forward to doing it again this year, okay? Now, as you guys can see, at the top of the stream, we have the stream stats leaderboard where I'll be tracking the amount of subs that I have, but also the current top cheerer and top tipper for the stream. So if you either cheer or tip, you have big potential to get noticed up there and get extra, oh my God, what's the word I'm thinking of? Recognition. Extra recognition for your contributions. There you go. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. All right. The final thing that I want to say before we get to shout-outs is if you're interested in tipping me, all right, this is a separate process from cheering and subbing, which are all integrated through Amazon. Tipping is actually completely separate through PayPal, all right? So if you'd like to contribute via that method, it is very appreciated and it helps me out a lot. If you check it out, there's a button below my stream that says Tip Jar. If you click on that, it should take you straight to the tips page. But if you don't see that button, you can also type in !tip into the stream chat, and that will bring up a link that you can click on if you'd like to leave a tip as well. Fair enough? All right. So now let's get to shout-outs for people who have contributed. We start off with Overnight. Infinite55 came into the stream overnight and did a 400-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Infinite55. Thanks to everyone who contributes, but in particular to those who swing by and who contribute overnight. It's very much appreciated. Also, I should say this. Thank you to Hermano Carl, who has submitted 2 new pieces of fan art recently for these pre-streams. If you haven't noticed, there's a new one, me and RPGs, and then there's another one, me and Kingdom Hearts. It's a loading screen. So the RPG one makes sense. I've been playing Dragon Quest XI for over 2 months now, and we are in the post-game. It's still going strong. The Kingdom Hearts one is neat, because that one basically is giving hype for the Kingdom Hearts 3 playthrough that I'll be doing in late January, okay? So really cool. Thanks to Hermano Carl. All hand-drawn art that he does for the streams. Really amazing quality. It's well received. People love it. I love it. Thank you, Hermano Carl, for this amazing artwork, okay? All right. Now, heading on to those who contributed during today's pre-stream, we start off with John, and John says, "Hey, Phil, how do you like your eggs or omelets? I made one with soy, sausage, and pepper this morning." Let's see. Typically, if I'm going to get an omelet, it would depend on my mood. Sometimes I actually am in the mood for just veggies, and the kind of veggies I like in my omelet are like peppers, like green or red peppers, mushrooms, which I guess technically aren't a veggie, they're fungus, but whatever, and tomatoes, like pieces of tomato, okay? I'm sure there's other ones I've had, but typically those are, oh, I would also say onion sometimes, you know, chopped onion. Those are probably the 3 to 4 vegetables that I really enjoy most in an omelet. I know some people go like spinach and stuff. Yeah, I don't really go for that too much, okay? Now, if I'm going to have a meat omelet, typically I'll either go with ham or bacon. I usually don't like both. I want one or the other. And then sometimes I'll go with cheese, and usually I would prefer cheddar cheese over like American cheese in an omelet. But it all depends, like for example, about, I can't even remember, it was so long ago. I know Kat and I went to IHOP a while ago, and I wasn't really feeling pancakes at all, which is weird. When you go to IHOP, you think you're going to get pancakes. I didn't really feel like pancakes at all. And they had this thing called a Southwestern Scramble, and it was cheaper than everything else on the menu, yet it was like more food. I was looking at it, I was like, it's like a tremendous amount of food for less money than anything else. It was less money than the pancakes and less money than the omelets. So I order this thing, okay, and it's scrambled eggs, but in the scrambled eggs, they put all kinds of fun toppings, like what you would think would be in like an omelet, plus salsa on top, plus avocado slices, okay? Then you get these chopped up roasted potatoes that are seasoned, and then you get your choice of either a side of pancakes or toast. And I was like, this is like an amazing breakfast. It's like way cheaper than everything else. Why is it so cheap? I don't know if it's because it's not officially an omelet or not officially one of the pancake combos, so they try to sell it. I don't know. It was just very bizarre to me, but it was like the best thing I've ever had at IHOP. I ate this thing. I was like, this is an amazingly filling breakfast, and, you know, I didn't break the bank. But anyway, one thing I usually don't have, there's a few things I don't usually get in an omelet. Usually I would not get sausage. Even though I do like sausage, don't get me wrong, rarely would I get it in an omelet. I also don't like the crazy omelets that they sometimes do at these places. An omelet. I just saw this actually recently. I saw an advertisement for it. I guess IHOP now is doing Grinch, because the Grinch movie released again. I know there's another fucking Grinch movie, right? Oh my god. So there's another Grinch movie that released, and they're doing these weird things like green pancakes and shit. But one of the things is like the roast beast omelet, and it's got like tons of like meat, like pulled roasted beef meat and shit in there, like heavy stuff. Like when I go to eat breakfast, I'm not looking to load my stomach so much that now I feel like I'm loaded with food and I'm slow, and then I gotta take a fucking monster shit. Like when you eat breakfast, you're starting your day. You want something that's gonna be light but also give you energy. So if you have a small thing of eggs or a small omelet, a pancake or two here or there, a couple pieces of bacon, that's good. Now I want this giant, 1,500 calorie grease loaded fucking monstrosity of a thing on my plate. I don't want that. That's just, ugh. That's gross. All right. So for me, I like lighter stuff. Typically, I lean toward more of a veggie omelet, usually, than an omelet with meats in it. Although I do like an omelet with meats in it. And by the way, if you ever want to totally pig out at breakfast, country fried steak for breakfast is insanely good. It's also insanely bad for you, and I haven't had one in years. But just saying, it's amazingly good. You get like country fried steak and eggs. Oh my god. Okay, let's continue. The Lollipop cheered and said, "Hey Phil, I'm excited for the goals that you will do, but I have to say this: do you think goals can get hit without gifting of subs? You said it's good in the short run, but bad in the long run. I'm glad you feel better and sound better." Well, here's the thing: we actually were right on the edge of hitting the sub goal, like for a full week and a half. Like before we hit the 550 or 525 sub goal, we were on the edge of doing it without any gifted subs. Like we were there. And then people wanted to just, they were just like tired of the suspense. And they were like, okay, let's one night be very generous and just gift a ton of subs. I think it was someone who gifted like 20 subs or something like that to make sure that we hit the goals. So that way we could stop the suspense of, oh, are we going to hit it or not? And just be assured that the holiday events are going to happen. The answer is yes, we can hit the goals without gifted subs. But what we basically need to do is have a string of time when there's something going on that's interesting a large group of people and want them to come sub. There's a few things that potentially could do this. For example, when Red Dead Online comes out, if it's really interesting and good and I do a series of streams about it, that could potentially bring in viewers. I remember when I was doing PUBG pretty consistently, that brought in, I'm not even kidding you, hundreds of additional viewers who normally wouldn't watch my stuff because they were interested in how I would tackle PUBG, and that lasted for months. But then when the PUBG hype died out, those people basically kind of went away, and, you know, in a way it kind of sucks because as bad as PUBG is, I know it brought in a lot of attention to the streams, and it sucks that the hype kind of completely died out for the game and no one really cares about it that much anymore because it really was a kind of a weird thing that did get me some extra popularity, okay? But anyway, yeah, I am fully of opinion that we could hit the sub goals without having subs being gifted. I am fully of that opinion. It's just that you need to have something going on that hooks people to come in and want to sub. So, for example, back in the beginning of the hardcore gaming season, I had launched a bunch of new emotes. And the new games were just starting to come out, and I ended up getting a natural amount of really nice subs. At the same time, of course, you know who, Tutankhamun, came in here and gifted a ridiculous amount of subs. So the thing was, people actually didn't see that the base sub number had actually gone up because it was artificially kind of taken over by all the crazy gifted subs that he had done. But that's the thing, like, I'll be honest with you guys, I think that Tut was a double-edged sword. Like, yes, in the short term, he actually did help me financially, because that was the time when YouTube revenue was insanely down because of all the shit that happened over the summer with YouTube screwing me over. But at the same time, what happened was a lot of people just saw Tut coming in here and dropping subs and dropping cheers and dropping tips and said, oh, well, Phil doesn't need help anymore, you know? And then they basically wouldn't subscribe, they wouldn't do these things, or they would just expect they're going to get a gifted sub. And what ended up happening now is he's gone. You know, he proved himself to be a troll, a bad troll, since nothing he did ever worked. He didn't get any of his money back. He's an idiot. But now, sadly, you got people who like, you know, oh, Phil didn't need the support because he got all that extra stuff. And now it's like, where are they, right? And that's what sucks. We had a consistent amount of subs every month, which was roughly between anywhere from 400 up to, say, 5. I think the highest I ever had subs-wise legitimately was around 575 subs. So that was good. But then when Tut came in, he derailed everything for 2 months. And that's what I mean. Like, when you have a channel that you're trying to grow organically, and you get that artificial shit for 2 months, it throws everything for a loop. Now, here we are in the holiday season. Typically, this is the busiest season of the year for me. And it's actually, being honest with you, October was slow. Because that month, Tut didn't contribute. And basically, people thought, oh, Phil's just going to get all those contributions from Tut. And so everything kind of got slow, which is bad. You know, this is the time of year when I'm relying on that. And I didn't get that amount of support that usually I get because that guy basically derailed everything for 2 months. It sucks. But the good news is that things have been pretty good this last week, and I want to say thanks again to everyone. And yes, I do legitimately believe, all right, that we can hit the sub goals without tons of gifted subs. In fact, yeah, we did hit the sub goals this month, but it was only with like maybe 20 or 30 gifted subs. And again, it was because we were on the edge of hitting the goals, and people just wanted to see them confirmed that they were going to happen. All right. Okay. So continuing on, Miss Green Stuff cheered 35 bits. That makes the top cheer of the day, by the way. and said, hello, everyone in the chat, and then cheered again and said, talking about eggs and omelets is making my mouth water. Yeah, I know. Whenever I talk about food on the stream, people get people get all hungry. And typically I do too. Sometimes I'm playing and people mention pizza, and then I miss my pizza from back east, you know, in the United States. The pizza I used to eat on the East Coast, I crave it, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm so hungry. So, let's try not to make this a food stream. We don't want to make two people too, you know, we don't want to make people too hungry here, okay? Golden Code says you've been eating cheese right now. What kind of cheese are you eating? For me, casual cheese eating. I'll sometimes eat American, sometimes cheddar, and sometimes like mozzarella. You know how you get like the string cheese? Mozzarella can be pretty good too. But high in fat, so you can't do that all the time. The provolone, oh man, provolone's great. Provolone is great. But provolone is something that like I only like on certain things. Like if I'm gonna have an Italian sandwich with like, you know, salami, ham, pepperoni, or if I'm gonna have like some pasta, like lasagna or something, then you could have provolone. But provolone isn't something that I would just eat normally by itself. But provolone is really good. Josh says he's addicted to Foie. Is it? It's not pronounced faux, right? It's pronounced Foie, I believe. I've only had it once. There's a local. Actually, I take it back. I had it twice. There's a local Foie restaurant in the same parking lot as a grocery store that I go to, and I went there once ever, and it actually was quite good, but it's just not somewhere where I would normally stop to eat, so I never went back. And then there's another one that does Foie that I ate, and that's a pretty far away, but one time I ate there, and I got pork belly. It was pork belly Foie, so it had like this big chunky. For those who don't know what pork belly is, it looks like bacon, but it's incredibly thick cut bacon, so it's terrible for you. It's like the worst possible thing. Fatty, high calorie, salty. It's like, one thing, if you eat it, you can't eat like red meat for like another fucking month. It's so bad for you, okay? But I had it, and I was like, damn, like this is mad good. This is like really tasty. And that's the cool thing about different styles of Asian cuisine, is that they have a lot of good like soups, stews, broths that are amazing. Like you can get traditional Japanese ramen. If you get one that's made traditionally with the broth that kind of has been made all day, and you can get different kinds. There's kinds that are more savory. There's kinds that are more sweet. There's kinds that are spicy. There's kinds that are like have like garlic infusion. Man, they got good stuff. That's what I mean. Like, that's good stuff. You get a big bowl of noodles with veggies and some meat and maybe an egg inside of this amazing broth. That's a great meal, man. And typically what I found is it's not expensive compared to other restaurants. You go to a restaurant in the United States, typically they're going to charge you like between $15 to $25 for a dinner. Pretty damned expensive for a fucking dinner, right? You go to one of these Asian cuisine places, they'll get you a bowl of pho for like $10 or less. You're like, wow, and it's like just as filling as any other meal I got anywhere else. You know? Yeah, I agree, Josh. The West Coast has a lot of Asian cuisine variety. Like, just in my local area, you can get pho, which is Vietnamese. You can get Thai food. You can get Chinese food. You can get Japanese. You can get... There's another one, too. Not Laotian. Oh, what is it? Oh, man. I'm having a brain fart right now. But there's like 5 different Asian styles of cuisine that you can get around here that are unique and amazingly good. All of them. And I like that variety because on the East Coast, you can get it maybe every once in a while. You could find a place. But where I came from in Connecticut, it was primarily Italian and American. And that maybe seafood because there's a lot of seafood on the East Coast. Outside of that, you can't get like good Mexican. You can't get any good real Asian food. Like it was very rare where you could get good stuff. So out here, it's very different. Yeah, I believe it was Filipino food, Josh. I think you're correct. I think that's what it was, Filipino food. Freddie Balsley says, do I like the East Coast or West Coast better? If you're talking cuisine, it's a tough call because I had one kind of cuisine my entire life on the East Coast, and since I moved out here to the West Coast 4.5 years ago, it's totally different cuisine, and I like the cuisine, but I also miss the stuff from back east, you know what I mean? Like, I really miss the Italian food and the Italian pizza I used to get on the East Coast. I crave it. I think, oh, man, get a nice big, you know, floppy slice of like New York style pizza with the toppings, and oh man, it just tastes so freaking good, and you cannot get it out here at all. You just can't. They don't have traditional Italian fare stuff out here. So, all right. I think we need to stop talking about food. We've completely derailed the stream with food talk. And, oh man, I'm going to be starving all day now thinking about this. I don't know what we've done. We've all sabotaged each other. We have completely sabotaged each other with this discussion. We're all going to be starving here with like fucking, our stomachs are going to be grumbling like, oh. Alright, so let's hope that the assassinations of Hitman 2 can distract us a bit from this food talk, okay? Okay. Alright, before we start, let's do... Oh, by the way, Third Eye the Third, I did get your email, so thank you. I'll have to check that out later today. Thank you very much for that. I'll give it a look. I'll let you know what I think. Let's give a shout out to those who have contributed this week cheering, because cheers have been pretty good this week. And I do want to give credit because keep in mind, this is all going to reset overnight on Sunday. So with only today and tomorrow left for the leaderboard this week, let's give a shout out to the top 10 contributors for the week when it comes to cheers. All right. Number 10, Third Eye the Third. Number 9, Straight Cash Homie. In 8th place, we've got Eternal Napalm. In 7th place, Golden Colts. In 6th place, GL. In 5th place, Himanoma. In 4th place, Infinite 55. In 3rd place, Tono 89. In 2nd place, Grazy Dream. And in 1st place, RFHC 5. So there you go. Thank you very much, everyone, for those contributions this week. And again, if you want to try to change those leaderboard standings, you only have until the end of tomorrow, I guess, because Monday is when they'll reset overnight, you know. Oh, Golden Colts just did an 80-bit cheer. This makes Golden Colts the top cheer for today. He says, I hope you will try to kill everyone in a level just for fun after beating the game. Oh my god. How would you do that? The only level I could think of where that would be viable would either be the beach house starting level or the suburbia. Because, let's face it, India, Colombia, and the racetrack have like hundreds upon hundreds of people. I don't know how the hell you could do that and survive, you know. That'd be pretty crazy to try to kill every single person. So, alright, let's get Golden Colts on there. There we go. Alright, everybody. Thank you very much for a supportive pre-stream. It was fun talking about food, and I'm going to be starving. Thank you very much. And let's get started with the final mission of Hitman 2. Let's see how it goes, shall we? Alrighty then.